Rezzles Harper. How's it going on? Buddy, my boy Jay Harp is back. He was gone last week, but hey, let's welcome my co-host back. What is up, bro?
What's going on? It's football season, man.
Absolutely.
Good. It's football season.
It sure is football season, man. But hey, training camp has already started, and we're already getting to the QB battles, bro. This is a topic that we've been wanting to talk about, right?
Yeah. I heard. I'm hearing some rumblings. You know, from the ones that were at practice. Trey Lance had a pretty good day. I love to hear that. So good first day for Trey.
Yeah, Trey looked pretty outstanding. Then Darnold looked okay. And then we had I'm going to throw the joke of the week, man. Brandon Allen. Was everybody talking out of Brandon Allen too much? The guy only completed one pass.
Yeah, it's like I don't get it. It's like our fan base, we get these new players and then forget who they were or who they are, you know? So I don't get it. Brandon Allen is Brandon Allen.
Yeah, like when the Bengals had Joe Burrow out for the season as a rookie, Bengals finished terrible with Brandon Allen at quarterback.
He is who he is.
Yeah, he is who he is. But we just recently signed cornerback Terrence Mitchell, man. I guess cornerback depth wise, I think Luter's on the I guess the PUP, and then our punter's on the PUP. But we just made a move to sign Terrence Mitchell, veteran cornerback. What's your thoughts of it?
Oh, I like it personally. First and foremost, I love it because that's my guy right there, T. Mitch. We pretty much grew up together, played AAU basketball together. So that's my boy. I'm happy he's still pushing and going strong. And on the football side, you'll need a veteran presence like T. Mitch. He's consistent in what he does. He's gonna play hard. He'll come up and tackle you as well. But I like it. You never know how many corners you're going to need. The Niners always have this injury bug at that position as well. So, I think that's a good pickup.
Yeah, veteran presence, a lot of experience. So it's like you get somebody who's very reliable and can play when it's necessary. So I like that we bring in some type of veterans like that. And he's probably going to take a league minimum. So that's a pretty good move.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, as far as that, Brock Purdy, man, he's been full to go.
I love it. Another thing I love, man, we want everybody healthy. And Brock Purdy he's gonna be the first man up, rightfully so, at QB1. So, let's have all three of the quarterbacks healthy. Brock, Purdy, Trey, and the other one, Sam Darnold. Let them all just go at it. It's only great for the team. So I'm happy. Let's go. Yeah. May the best man win.
May the best man win, but Brock Purdy, he's already coming out of recovery. And I'm getting a lot of these tweets from a bunch of these Brock Purdy fanboys, man. I'm already getting the point, okay, he's healthy. I get it. You don't got to rub it on me, man. I want to see Trey succeed too. But, yeah, there's other topics we can go on with. But hey, shout out to my Seattle guy, Cy Jen, and shout out to my boy, Roberto Hasty, man. He likes that intro that we pump up. But, hey, unfortunately, next week we're going to have a kick-ass intro just to throw it out there. I'm throwing it out there. But, yeah, it's going to be pretty kicking, man. But it's going to be too sweet, actually. It's going to be better than that intro. But speaking of what my boy Saijan was talking about, we saw the comments. Bosa's holding out. So, I got some thoughts of it first, but you can chime in on it first.
I mean, nothing to worry about. Bosa is going to get paid no matter what. Bosa will be in training camp with his whole paycheck. He's going to be ready to go week one. I'm not concerned about that at all. It's not a Debo Samuel situation. I believe the Niners want him, and he's one of the best passers, if not the best rusher in the NFL. He's going to get paid, rightfully so. Up there with Aaron Donald, T.J. Watt, in between that maybe. So not worried about it. He'll be there week 1.
I think he'll get a contract done by this week. So I think it's a matter of the language of what they want on the contract. It has to work on both sides, and I think the Niners allowed him to not go to training camp until the contract is done. So that indicates to me that they are going to get a deal done pretty soon. So what is up, Crazy Juice? How's it going? But hey, we got other positions that we're looking forward to training camp. We can go on for these little interesting battles, but I'm going to go on this battle, man. I think the most intriguing position besides the quarterback position, I think tight end is going to be the intriguing one to me.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, there's a strength of that group. Last year it was pretty much the weakest part because Kittle was like the only one that was producing. Yeah. But the backups just weren't doing as good, So I think we got these young rookies, man. I'm hearing a little mixed review. I heard Latu didn't do so well, but, it's a rookie. I think he'll be all right. But I like that competition of the depth. The tight end group's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Like, just to piggyback off what you just said, I like the 2 rookies that we brought in. I like the 7th rounder better, in my opinion, and what he can do. And as a receiver and a blocker, and, sometimes even line up as a fullback. So I like what he has to offer more so than Latu. Honestly, I wasn't really sold on Latu, but he has to go out there and prove it. And like you heard, I heard he didn't have such a great practice and had trouble separating during his route. So, hopefully it was just first day jitters. He is a rookie, so we'll see. We'll see as training camp progresses. But since you said tight end is a position that you're looking forward to seeing, I think the DN position opposite of Bosa. So,
I like that. I like how you think of it because there's a young, talented group. I mean, you have a lot of guys on our depth. Like Kellen Farrell gets a chance he got a first look on the first team defense. Yeah. So I think he kind of looked pretty solid out there. You got Austin Bryan, who's the backup, and then you got Drake Jackson, and then you got quite a few guys like Robert Beal Jr. and Kerry Hyder and quite a few of those guys. I think that's going to be an intriguing battle.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. We need somebody to step up. We need somebody to step up at the opposite end. So somebody steps up on the opposite end and can get 5+ sacks. This defense is going to be hell. I promise you.
I think it's going to be one of the strengths of our defense because of how Chris Kocurek coaches up these guys. I mean, you get a lot of these low, underperformed guys, and you get them on a cheap deal. They look to cash out elsewhere, and I think Colin Farrell might be one of those dudes. And I know I get it wrong. It's Khalil Farrell, I believe. I don't know. Like, it just seems like I say the word Colin, and like everybody's trying to correct me. I'm like
Cleveland Farrell.
Cleveland Farrell. See, it's like okay, it's like saying Cleveland. Okay.
Cleveland Farrell, yep.
Yeah, Cleveland Farrell, but yeah, I know I gotta get it in. But he seems like the kind of guy that might have some good solid production. And then you look at the rest of the other groups. I mean, I think the one intriguing group that might get everybody's attention is I think it's going to be the cornerbacks or the DBs. Mm-hmm. I think DBs for sure. Like last year we had a group of depth guys, and it seemed like we were coming off of those injuries, but I see a lot of potential in those young guys. So what do you think of the DB so far?
I mean, it's going to be great. I think we have our starters set in stone right now with the only ones up in the air. I think Demo is going to start, obviously, opposite of Travarius Ward. And then we're going to keep the same starters at safety from last year. But I think, if Demo comes out the gate slowly, which I don't think he will. I think that's where that veteran presence and signing of Terrence Mitchell comes into play. And then we got the rookie safety who I think he's gonna get some playing time with the 2 starting safeties. But those are the only 2 positions in the defensive backfield that I would say is up in the air. But other than that, it's set in stone. Yeah, we got our 4 back there, and I'm happy about those 4.
Yeah, there's a couple of question marks when it comes to the other position. I think you were kind of thinking that this could be the question mark. Oren Burks he's going to be on the first team as we speak, but we got a group of linebackers. We got a couple of guys. I hear a lot of buzz about Marcelino McQuarrie-Ball, and I hear a lot of these other young guys like Jalen Graham, but Oren Burks is going to get the first crack on the first team.
Yeah, I saw that. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Ball play much, but I think they're talking about his physique. That dude is yoked.
Oh, dude, he looks yoked.
Man, that dude is yoked. So, yeah, Oren Burks got the. I think this is just day one stuff. I think somebody will end up taking over that Sam position. I think they'll all get reps there, and this is just my personal opinion. I haven't heard anything or seen anything. But I think that Sam position is all the way up in the air. I don't think Oren would. I don't think he's going to start there. He is our special teams ace, but yeah, I think we have some other talented players that could possibly start at the Sam position.
Yeah, there's other guys out there. I mean, we just drafted this kid in the 7th round. He looks more like a stud than D. Winters at this point. Even I want to see a little bit of D. Winters, but I feel like Jalen Graham could be that sleeper besides Marcelino McQuarrie-Ball.
Yeah, Graham has those long arms. He's like lengthy. And then watch. I just think D. Winters is a baller. I think in preseason we're gonna see D. Winters pop, and that might give him the edge, and he might take over that Sam position. If they see him as a Sam, but yeah, I think D. Winters is just a baller. And when it's game time and the lights cut on, I think we're gonna see that speed flash and him going all across the field during preseason and making some plays.
Yeah. Do you really see this as a full competition with the quarterback position, or do you really think it's just Brock's job to lose at this point?
You want me to go? I think it's Brock's job to lose. I mean, rightfully so. He's had the game experience. We've seen some up and downs, which yeah, he's a rookie quarterback. Okay, we expect that. But yeah, he's taken this team far. He undefeated record. I'm not counting the one where he got hurt. So it's going to be hard for Darnold or Trey Lance to start over him with practice. Now, how does he? But the only thing I will say, how does he look after injury? How does Brock Purdy look after injury? This was a serious surgery, right? They didn't know how long he would be out of the year for. We've heard things like week 4, or we've heard like week 1. So this was a serious injury. How is he going to look when he comes back? I'm curious to see him in practice as well. The only thing, if he doesn't start, it's because he doesn't look healthy and he's not the same quarterback.
I think the same way. I mean, I think it's pretty much his job to lose at this point. Maybe it's not set in stones. Maybe maybe Shanahan's just trying to silence the media a little bit, so maybe they can get some ideas. And I like what I've seen from Trey in training camp so far in that first day, but I'm hoping that I was just looking forward to that competition wise, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be, because if Brock Purdy's healthy, he's going to be the obvious choice. So I think as long as he doesn't have a setback, I think the Niners will be in good hands. It's just, can he regain that form that he had last year before the injury? We'll find out about it, but I feel like he's already quick on the system. He's already learning quick. It didn't even take him that long to learn this offense. Usually it takes a year or two to learn Kyle's type of offense, and it's very complicated. It took Matt Ryan until his second year to learn the system, and Brock Purdy's already learning the system in less than a year or so, and he looks like he's already mastering this offense like a flow. So it's like, if he can get back to the form that he was, then I'm cool with it. But I think the real test is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. If he is healthy or listed as a starter, that's going to be his ultimate true test, because that defense is going to look at film. I'm pretty sure they study all offseason about Brock Purdy. So they're going to look at his tendencies and look at what he likes and doesn't like. So that's going to be the true test. No,
and I 100% agree. Every team has film on him. They know his tendencies, like you said. And I think he'll be fine. If he's the same quarterback as he was last year, I think he'll be fine. And we just got to move on. The only way that Darnold or Trey Lance will get a chance at QB1 is if Purdy comes in shaky in training camp, doesn't have really a great training camp, and then game one he's shaky, and then game two some ups and downs. That's the only way they'll get a chance at QB1. But he has to open that door, and I don't think the door is open unless he's not fully healthy. Like being cleared as healthy doesn't mean you're back to yourself. Because if that was the case, he would practice today. So.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I mean, and they're resting him too. So they didn't have him today. So I'm thinking they're being cautious with him. So I don't know if he's medically clear out. Like mentally, there's a difference between being physically clear to participate, but they're doing it at a limited for him. So it's like there's no restrictions, but they're still trying to be cautious with him. So I think
there's a mental aspect of all injuries, and he's throwing the ball with that arm. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of still hit the gym a little bit, but how does this guy go from as a rookie into having big thighs like Saquon Barkley thighs? Man? Did you see those pictures? Oh my God, I can see why some of our fans are into this guy. This is like the new Jimmy now.
That man has been squatting, right?
Let's talk about how this guy has gigantic squats. He goes from being a solid rookie, now he's already having the competition with Saquon Barkley with them thighs, man.
Yeah, I mean, he had those big thighs last year, but they just paused. But they just got a little bigger now. So
a lot of that squatting. It does take a lot of squatting, but I'm pretty sure he did a lot of that type of workout. But man, how do you go from having a decent size of thighs and then you have that similar size to Saquon Barkley now?
Man, yeah, I don't know. We'll see, man.
We'll see, but
running back there.
Yeah, the running back. I think running back's going to be the most intriguing one because it really depends on how we keep McCaffrey. I hope we don't overuse him. I hope we find ways to utilize Mitchell right and use my boy Mason. I mean, we got to use my boy Mason at some point, but I feel like the running back group is not going to be that much of an issue. I've heard a lot of buzz about this kid, LeBourne, whatever his name is, from Marshall. I heard buzz about him. So he might be the guy that could be a sleeper. TDP kind of had an okay day, so we'll see. What do you think of those running back groups?
Man, I think we're going to keep a bunch of them. I mean, if 3 for sure, and if that 4th position with TDP and one of the undrafted free agents, if they have a really good camp, I think we'll end up keeping 4. The reason why is because we can't just forget Christian McCaffrey's injury history. I want to say he's been injured each of the past 3-4 years or whatever. So we can't forget his injury history. So that's why I think we'll keep a 4th running back.
For depth-wise, yeah.
For depth-wise, and we know Elijah Mitchell's injury history, so we're definitely going to err on keeping more running backs. Because I just feel like this fan base forgot Christian McCaffrey has had a lot of injuries as well. He's missed some games, so we need him to be healthy. I think he is the most important player on offense. So definitely fresh.
We just have to find a way to keep him healthy and all that stuff. I mean, I feel like when we got him, during that trade deadline, he was a difference maker. He was the catalyst of that offense. And I like how we went that direction. We went with that F them picks direction, kind of like the Rams did it. And it took us to the conference championship and a bunch of that stuff. So, when you feel like the running game, that's been the thing. That's been our bread and butter with this offense was the running game. It was ranked 23 mid in the season. And once we got McCaffrey, it went to number 6. So I feel like the running game's only going to get better and all that stuff. But I definitely like to give a shout out to my boy John Jay, and I guess he's saying hello to you too. So
what up?
What up, John Jay? He got another channel called the 49ers Ultimate Report, man. He's actually a really cool guy, man, but very passionate Niners fan. But I'll say this, man. I think the depth at running back is going to be the more important factor, but I think as long as Shanahan, I would like us to go to a running back by committee personally.
Yeah.
Because that's what got us to the Super Bowl was the way we did it.
Yeah, and I agree. I think we have capable running backs to do the running back by committee. Fantasy managers wouldn't like that, but
I know, but it's all about keeping them healthy.
keep him healthy. I would like to see, McCaffrey with like 17 touches a game, not just carries. And then Elijah Mitchell behind that, and then Jordan Mason, he's our finisher. So, I think we should definitely do a running back by committee just to keep those our two top running backs healthy, because they're both ballers.
Yeah,
they're good. So both of them.
I mean, we don't need to like overuse them like that. We need to at least try to balance it more to where.
I think we will be able to. Debo looks himself. That everybody's saying he looks himself. He can always get back there as well. So just spread the love. We got so many weapons on offense.
Yeah, we do.
Keep everybody fresh. Spread the love. Everybody's had their paycheck. Nobody.
Yeah.
Spread the love, man. So Ayuk's next, but he's gonna get paid.
Oh yeah, Ayuk's gonna get his payday for sure. But I'm talking like, if we can go back to the running back by committee, bro, I think we would be able to have a better chance of staying fresh and all that stuff. And I know I predicted a sleeper when we had Crocker on. I did say that Jordan Mason might be the sleeper because you know how we overuse running backs. He might be that dark horse player that just comes in and has a Raheem Mostert type impact, but either here or then. But I feel like the wide receiver group is going to be really exciting to watch, especially Debo, watching his press conference, watching how he handled those interviews and all that stuff, but then putting the work in this offseason and being in the best shape of his life, man. This guy looks like the 2021 version. I'm hoping that's the same guy, but we'll see.
I think it is. I don't think that he's going to come out, put himself out there. All eyes on him. He basically admitted he didn't have his a good year last year. He let it be known, right? And he's let it be known that he's back to himself. He slimmed down. He's in shape. So I think he's going to take off again. He's going to be the Debo that we all remember. Nobody wants to tackle him. Taking 50-yard slants, 50-yard hitches, and screens to the house. So no, yeah, he's back. I believe him.
I think that's what he's going to be, but I don't think it's going to be like the similar production. I think as far as maybe he'll have a 1,200-yard type season because you're going to have Ayuk as the other guy. Then you're going to see a lot of the running production taken away because he's mostly only going to be used maybe in certain situations, maybe like in plays where he can actually get us those first downs and run the clock at times. But I feel like there's going to be a lot of difference in our offense. Like, I think we're going to add a lot of different wrinkles in this offense, especially having 2 new tight ends. We might have some playbooks to utilize them. And then you got other weapons. I mean, there's a lot of – but then everybody's questioning the right side of the tackle. I think Chris Fullerstort is, despite what I think of his track record, dude, I think he knows how to develop offensive linemen. And it's not as bad as the Pro Football rankings are saying, man. Like, I think the offensive lineman is a lot better at number 18 than what they rank the position. I think they're going to be a lot better than that.
Well, yeah, hopefully, just to keep these quarterbacks healthy. We don't want to go through 3, but
yeah,
what Shanahan is saying, we have 3 capable quarterbacks. Hopefully, we don't have to go through 3. Hopefully, we don't have to go through 2. Hopefully, that 1 is enough. But that starts with the O-line. So hopefully, the O-line is, like you said, is better than what they were ranked at. And it's just rankings at the end of the day. So they just have to put on them pads and prove everybody better or worse. So.
Yeah, we just got to see how they produce on the football field. But when you look at the way I just feel like the weakest link last year was just McGlinchey.
Yeah.
I mean, if McKivitz is as good as he is, I've seen a little bit of game samples. Yeah, he played mostly on the left side, but I think on the right side, it's not going to be as difficult for him because as far as pass blocking, you just do your pass blocking, and I think he'll give enough time, and I think we mostly expect to throw the ball quicker anyway. So that's why Trey had an entire offseason training on his quick release, his mechanics, and a bunch of stuff. And you see it with Brock Purdy doing those quick releases, and Sam Darnold starting to do it without the ghost part. I'm just playing.
Right. I don't know about Darnold, but we got 2 there. I think he's going to get tried on that right side. Then they don't want their best pass rushers to going against Trent. So they're going to put their best pass rushers on the right side, and you know, let them go to work on him, and hopefully he can hold his own. If not, I hope Shanahan will get him some help over there and get creative with the playbook. And I know he will. He will. So I'm not too concerned, but it would be good if we had a little assurance over there. Like, so it's just a question mark, man. It's a question mark.
Yeah, the question mark to me is, so we settled a sign for a guy like Matt Pryor. Are you serious? I mean, I see this guy blocking, and there's times he kind of looks suspect, but at this point, you can't even question this front office decision because they know what they're doing. And I guess, I don't know, I'm not too big on Matt Pryor. I don't even think there's nothing impressive about him, but he's probably going to make the team as a depth piece, or maybe we keep Jalen Moore. So we'll see. But
yeah,
I feel like the depth position, like on those tackle spots, they seem unproven. But McKivitz, when given the opportunity, he hasn't looked too bad. So I think that's why they really want to let him know that this is his job to take. So I don't think nobody's going to take his spot. So
we finally got first-round draft picks again coming up. So I'm pretty sure we're going to use some of those on the offensive side of the ball. You got Trent Williams getting up there in age. So we'll definitely use some first-rounders coming up here on the O-line. So
oh, do you really think there's going to be a trade deadline during like midway to the season? You think we're going to make those moves and do that F them picks moves?
It depends. It depends. Like if there's I think that's only if like there's a glaring hole. Like yeah, like if our right tackle can't get it together and he's like all of our right tackles are just getting abused, I think we would make a trade if the right person is available. But hopefully that's not the case, right? Hopefully he does his thing and
yeah. It might be a question mark if Drake doesn't step up either. We might have to give a call to Minnesota and say, hey, how's that second round or first round pick feel for Danielle Hunter?
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, and there's some dudes on the free agency as well. You got Clowney and some
Yannick Ngakoue
that would be really good across from Bosa. I'm not saying they're number ones, but they would be really good across from Bosa.
Oh yeah, you can get Houston on the rotation and he'll still be effective. I mean, it's surprising that he's still around, but I think it's because of his age. But I think he even at this point of his career, he'll still produce and he'll still be a reliable rotation. I think I think I would like that move if we get somebody like Justin Houston. I think you can get him on a very reasonable deal, and I don't think he's going to ask too much like Ngakoue is going to ask. And at least with the insurance policy, at least if it came down to those injuries or somebody not like stepping up their game, you can always plug in Houston and he'll go in there and produce.
Yeah, for sure. So I think if we were to go get one of them, it's because we have an injury at the DN spot, or they just don't like what they see.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So when you look at it this way, man, I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting how this season's going to be. I don't think there's this is the year, and I know this is kind of like the lamest thing to say, but I think this is the year for Shanahan to not have any more excuses. I think this is it, bro. Like, what other excuses can Shanahan have? Like, you have quarterback depth, which is something that we've been having question marks at that point. You have a good depth of wide receivers. You have a good depth of running backs. You have a pretty solid depth of offensive linemen that can step in. You have a really good quality depth of defense, and you still got some of the better defenders. And you even made a move to get Javon Hargrave and quite a few other pieces. So what other excuses can we give Shanahan? I mean, is it going to be the injury bugs again, or are we just going to have to see how it goes?
Yeah, I don't think there's any excuses. It's tough to get to the Super Bowl, right? It's tough to get there. I think that we're at the point where it's like Super Bowl or we just didn't have a good season, right? Like our next step is getting to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. But I mean, I wouldn't want any other coach right now. I mean, this is Shanahan's team. He's getting us to the playoffs consistently. I feel like we always have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. So there's no excuses, right? Like, yeah, if he's doing something that's not right, he's at fault, right? But he's a great coach.
Yeah, I mean, he's got exactly what he needs. I feel like he's a good play caller. He knows how to operate the offense. It's just When are we going to stop giving this guy excuses? I mean, this is an opportunity. It's an open window.
There's no excuses. He has to win a Super Bowl. I think that's the only thing that's going to make Niner fans happy. No excuses though.
Yeah, I think this is we gave him at least, this is his 7th year. So this is pretty much his make or break year at this point. But the problem is he still has a couple more years in his contract. So he's pretty much feeling secure. I want to make him feel like he needs to step up and do something. But I feel like he might just end up like how Reed was, bro. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but hopefully I feel like hopefully not.
And win some Super Bowls.
And it just came to bite the Eagles, and you know what, man? It's just
the Eagles did end up winning a Super Bowl.
No, but like last year, but yeah, before that they did with Doug Patterson. But.
Yeah, with Doug. So that's why I think Shanahan's a good coach. I don't think you fire a good coach. I feel like you try to help him, put him in a better situation, I guess.
To succeed, yeah.
Look for his flaws and place coaches where he needs them or something like that. Just let him be an offensive coordinator, something like that. You don't let a good coach go, regardless of if he can't get to the Super Bowl, right? Because we've had those years where with who was before Harbaugh?
Who was before Harbaugh? We had Mike Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary. We've had those dudes, right? So I mean, we got a good coach. He's gotten us to the Super Bowl. At least we're not content. Like don't take it from me being content. Like yes, we need a Super Bowl. But I feel like it's for the John Lynch and the owners to help him. What's that missing piece for Shanahan? Is it taking some responsibility from him? Is it putting veteran coaches around him? You got to figure it out. You don't let a coach go like that.
Oh no, I think he's a very innovative, creative offensive guy. So right. I think the only problem with him is his micromanagement, the way he controls the players and all that stuff. I feel like there needs to be a player that could challenge him instead of a coach. I mean, it's nice to get somebody like a Steve Wilkes who is an old school coach and will give you some challenges and put you in your place if he has to. Mm-hmm. But there's just not that one player. Like there's not many that are going to stand up to Shanahan. Like they're just more concerned about job security. They want to keep their role, but you see Brandon Ayuk kind of having those balls to stand up. It seems like he does. He's kind of fed up. I feel like there's got to be a quarterback besides Brock Purdy or Trey, man. Somebody's got to step it up, man. Like, I want a quarterback alpha dog coming at him and give him a challenge.
Yeah, true. I mean, I just feel like not to give the quarterbacks any excuses, I don't think they've been in that role as the starting quarterback long enough to challenge him. I can actually see Brock Purdy being that guy, though. Honestly, like I can see Brock Purdy being that guy challenging him. Maybe Trey Lance too. Trey just seems a little more quiet on the quiet side.
I think Brock is the kind of guy that, when you saw the huddle, when you saw what he did in the huddle, even Trent Williams said this guy looks like Peyton Manning out there.
Yeah, I think he has that in him. He has it in him, and it's not forced; it's organic. So I think with just like if he ends up being the guy down the road, I think he'll be that quarterback that'll stand out.
Dude. I ain't gonna lie about it. When I saw those little vids or those little sounds, something, whatever what was going on with the players, I saw Brock Purdy yelling like freaking like Peyton Manning out there. Mm-hmm. Like he was telling everybody, "Shut up." Yeah,
it's in him. It's in him. That's who he is.
I wish at all. If he can stand up to Shanahan says, "No, that play ain't working. I'm gonna do this play." Yeah, and I'll give him his credit, but I don't want it to be a yes man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. I don't think he's an undrafted or Mr.
Oh, seventh round. Yeah, last pick.
Right. So it's kind of tough. He can't just get up and dog cuss or throw Shanahan off or anything like that. He has to earn his stripes. I don't think he's there yet. But I think he has to be.
Which he will. I mean, he's already gotten starting job when healthy. So I think the thing with Brock is I think he's more of a coach. Like the way he stands out. Like when I saw some of those little videos, man, I'm like, God damn, he kind of sounds like Peyton Manning out there for some reason.
Right. He has it in him. He definitely has it in him. For real.
I just want to see this guy. If he's going to prove otherwise, if he could do the audibles and switch up the plays and then get off Shanahan's mind and say, hey, this is what's working. This is not working. I'm going to do it this way. Yeah. This is why it works.
Like an open dialogue and,
I heard in one of those I guess on one of those interviews, I guess Jimmy Garoppolo kind of admit that at times that Shanahan's play calls were so terrible that he just did it anyways. Yeah. I wish there was a player that stood up to Shanahan and said that play fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, Kyle and Jimmy had that little friction. They said they didn't, but if a guy tries to get rid of you, you end up having to still play for them, and he's saying all these things. They definitely had some friction. So how much of it is true? I don't know how much of it is true, but Jimmy did say it. So gotta go with what he said.
So what do you feel like? So like as far as like this upcoming season, what do you want to see from Brock Purdy this upcoming season?
So I mean, Brock was a rookie, and he outplayed what a rookie quarterback should do in the few games that he did. What I want to see is, he had a lot of throws that were potentially picked interceptions. Yeah. I want him to cut down on those because they're not always going to get dropped, right? We're not always going to be as beneficial as we were last year when he was making some of the error throws. Not much. He didn't make many error throws, like the Vegas one and the Seattle Seahawks one. Just the two of them that come to mind right now. I want him to kind of cut down on those and and just continue to get better. I feel like he balled last year. Like he did really good last year. So there's not much I can say. But I just want him to continue to get better and take some more shots down the field. Hopefully Danny Gray plays. I'm a fan of Danny Gray just because of the speed.
You have him as your breaker type of player. So I guess I want to see some of that Danny Gray package plays and all that stuff. But
we just got up, man. Throw it deep, throw it deep every now and then, and keep the defense honest. But run that offense, man. I think he's gonna do great again, man. Just hopefully he's that same player and he's healthy.
That's what we're hoping for, but I'm not trying to put my hopes up on Brock yet, So it's like I want to see him prove it once again, and if he can stay healthy for the full season and play exactly the same way, but play at a better level, and then just have that type of Big Ben type season. Big Ben was coming into the league as a stone cold rookie and kind of light up the lead a little bit, and then his second year he won the Super Bowl.
Right.
I want to see if he can turn that around, but
it's possible. It's possible. So let me ask you this. So is Brock Purdy has had a serious injury, and some ding ups here and there. Trey Lance has had a serious injury and some ding ups there. I think if we didn't have Garoppolo, I think he would have been able to play through those dings that his rookie year. Was it his rookie year or his second year?
I believe the injury he had was his finger.
Yeah, so I think if we didn't have a capable Garoppolo, I think he would have been able to play through it. So let me ask you this. Is Brock Purdy considered injury prone?
I don't know.
They had the same type of injuries. Both of them had. Brock Purdy has had a season-ending injury. Trey Lance has had a season-ending injury. Brock Purdy had his ribs thing that were bothering him, last year. But we didn't have anybody behind him. So he had to push through it.
Yeah, he kind of showed the durability, the toughness,
right? Yeah, I'm saying if Trey Lance, I think if we didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo, I think Trey Lance could have fought through those injuries as well. But we had Jimmy G. Why force Trey Lance to play when we don't even know if he's ready? Through those injuries.
It would have probably destroyed his confidence a little bit, but I feel like the difference with Brock is he's played a lot of college games and a lot of those type of defense he's faced. It's kind of like exactly how you would face in the NFL level. So, I mean, Trey, there's the upside. There's something we can do with him, but man, dude, I don't know what this front office is doing. It's like we're really trying to gamble on this kid, and I want this kid to succeed too. But it seems like how they say. You lose a job with an injury, so that's just the tough part.
You do.
I mean,
Brock Purdy made sure of that.
I mean, Is this like? Let me ask you straight up. As it's just like a football fan outside, like, do you feel like Brock Purdy is more like a feel great story, like where you just want to have this fairy tale to be real, or kind of like whatever?
I don't know. We've seen this before, right? We've seen, quarterbacks come in and have these four. I don't know about 8 and 9 game stretch like Purdy had, but we've seen quarterbacks come in and have these stretches of games played really well and then just disappear. Like, is this the real deal, or was he just hot at the right time? Great play calling. I don't know. I think Purdy's the real deal. So
yeah, that's the question. Yeah, that's definitely my question mark there, because they didn't expect him because he was the last pick in the draft and he was listed as their third string quarterback. So there wasn't quite enough film on him.
Yeah,
even then. But I think this is going to be the ultimate test. So I will definitely. Here's how I would be a believer with Brock. You come into Pittsburgh week 1 and you beat the Steelers. You beat the Steelers at Pittsburgh against that defense. I'm gonna definitely keep my silence on that one. But until now, I gotta see what he can do because Pittsburgh's already gonna have on this kid. So
Pittsburgh is going to be a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah, and I think Kenny Pickett's going to make the leap. I mean, it's like I think that's the difference. I think because most rookie quarterbacks have a struggle. And, Brock Purdy had a better rookie season than Kenny Pickett, so I'll put it out there.
Yeah, I think Kenny Pickett, the thing with him, I think he just made mistakes at the wrong time. I think he played well. I watched him a lot last year. He was on my fantasy team, so I watched him a lot last year.
Yeah, I'm on your fantasy team.
Yeah. So he made some good plays, and I think he made mistakes at the wrong time. He made some boneheaded mistakes, but I think he'll get past that. I think he'll have a pretty good year next year. Now, I'm not saying like a top 10, top 15 quarterback, but he'll be around top 17, around like that 15.
He will be decent at least. He'll be very decent. I mean, usually the rookie quarterbacks, they have their growing pains, their struggles in the beginning, but second year they make the big leap. So I've seen it with many quarterbacks, but Brock Purdy, man, I don't know. He had one of the most interesting rookie seasons that I can never think of. Like, I haven't thought of a rookie season since Ben Roethlisberger when he came in and played all 14 games and light up the lead and then got close to the Super Bowl. Then the following season, he won the Super Bowl. So I just can't think of one. So it's like it's been a long time since we've seen a quarterback like that. So I don't know. It's a good problem to have, but like everybody says, if you have 2 quarterbacks, then you don't have a quarterback.
Nah, we got a quarterback. His name is Brock Purdy. So
Brock Purdy, but like most other fans have said, if you don't have that one legit quarterback, you don't got one. So we got to see, man. But Brock Purdy, we can say those 8 games, he looked like the damn Messiah out there, man. He made it look like he made it look like the better of Jimmy G, man. He made it look spectacular. He made it look like he was playing backyard football.
Yeah. And again, I mean, he had a serious injury. So, I mean, me personally, like, yes, he deserves to be QB1, but I do want to see how he's recovering from that injury.
That's going to be the true test because of the elbow injury and a bunch of stuff. But speaking of all that stuff, man, there's going to be a couple surprise cuts here and there. But I think that's either here or then. But I don't know. Like, I think we already got to those ideas. But as far as a surprising cut, I'm just waiting for that time to come. I think we can all agree. I think Abry's gone. That's it. I think he's gone. There's no room.
He'll be out of there. Just because I know he's not going to outplay Terrence Mitchell. So I know that, and I know he's not much of a special teamer. So
I think there's another one that's guaranteed. It's going to come down between Dwelly or Warner. One of those guys are out. I don't know.
I would say since we've drafted 2 capable pass catchers at tight end, it's going to be Dwelly. I would say that.
I mean,
Warner is a better blocker.
Yeah, to be fair, but isn't Dwelly more of a catching tight end? But I think we value more blocking. But Dwelly does special teams, but then Warner is a designated blocker. But
Yeah.
there's going to be times where we're going to need to throw a ball to this guy. And
Yeah, I would say so. We have 3 capable pass catchers now with Kittle, of course, and then the 2 rookies that we drafted, right?
Yep.
They can both catch the ball. They can both go out and run patterns, and I think they're both better than Dwelly already. So I think we'll go with the better blocker.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We're going to go with somebody who can do good on those pass blocks and do a dirty work. So I think as far as all that, bro, I think we pretty much covered everything. I don't know if anybody else got any more questions, but everybody's kind of like been quiet. But hey, man, it's good to catch up. I know you probably got some stuff to do, but we'll definitely do something next week. We'll be more dope on this new intro. So this new intro will be kicking in pretty soon. But hey, J Harp, bro, you can tell the audience where they can find your social media platform, and we'll definitely catch up once again.
J Harp the second on Twitter, J Harp 2 on Instagram. Follow me.
Yeah, if you ain't following J Harp, then something is wrong with you. That's all I gotta say. But hey, thank you, brother. It's good to catch up. Hey, as always, we can say go Niners, and we out.
Go Niners.